Our next guest is a supermodel actress, New York Times bestselling author you know from films such as Gone Girl and I Feel Pretty. New episodes of her podcast, High Low, with Emrata, drop every Tuesday and Thursday across all podcast platforms. Please welcome back to the show, Emily Ratajkowski, everyone. So happy to have you here. Last time you were here, we talked a little bit about your son. He's coming up on 2 years.
Yeah.
We just had Halloween. Did you have an enjoyable Halloween?
I did. It was the first Halloween he really got what was going
Yeah.
on. Last year, he was like, whatever. So I dressed him up with my dog.
I really appreciate a dog and kid costume
Okay,
that
thank you
has
so
this,
much.
that it just ties together like this.
It honestly, it came together very quickly.
Yeah. That is just an excellent Little Red Riding Hood and Big Bad Wolf situation right there.
Thank you so much. My son was not convinced of the cape until he saw, his first word is dog, but he says doggin for every dog. So when he saw doggin in the hat, he was like, ready to go.
Gotcha.
And then we hit the streets.
And now, who got more attention on the streets, the baby or the dog?
So we were on a stoop in the West Village with 4 babies, like all adorably dressed, and this man was sitting at the top of the steps, and it was like, I wasn't there, the babies weren't there, it was just all about Columbo as Nana.
Yeah. I think if you can get a dog in a bonnet, people have a real appreciation.
He had an emotional journey, though.
Yeah.
He was
interesting.
first he felt proud, he was loving it, then he had shame. Like, the bonnet was, we had a whole thing. We were there for an hour, and people were, like, zooming in on him. It was amazing.
I like the idea that you think there was a moment where your dog transferred into shame.
I
Like,
will
he was
show
like,
you the
what
pictures.
am I doing?
No,
Yeah.
he was like, I'm really into it, I'm really into it. He understood, like, I'm the big brother, I have to be committed to this. Like, it's putting our little baby in the mood. I swear to God. I don't know if y'all have dogs, but, like, it's real. And then all of a sudden, he just, like, laid down and was like, and had a little existential crisis. But it's okay, we made it through, and we won't do it again, you know.
It's still, you got a perfect picture, and that's all that
Thank
matters.
you.
Do you, have you seen your son develop a sense of humor? Do you feel like this is around the age that happens?
Yes, he loves to be, like, thrown around.
Okay.
So
he's like a physical comedian.
Yes,
yeah.
he's very physical. Definitely loves when I make funny faces, put on glasses, all of that. But, like, he loves to just get thrown on the bed. And then if you put a pillow on him, he just giggles, like laughs underneath the pillow and just wants you to drop it on him multiple times.
Yeah.
So I do it.
Yeah.
I oblige.
Look, you're a people pleaser, you know? If you find something he likes, you gotta stick with it.
No, and also making your kid laugh, there's nothing better.
It's the best thing in the world. Nothing's more heartbreaking than how much funnier my kids think my wife is than me. Breathtaking, because in real life, it ain't close.
I don't know. Are you sure?
I'm not sure anymore.
I don't know. Maybe
I have
your
a
wife
lot of
needs
self-doubt.
Yeah.
I want to ask, we talked, you wrote a book of essays. Now you have a podcast. Did writing the essays in any way inform the choice to do a podcast? Did you always think it was something you wanted to do?
Totally. Last time I was here, I was talking about my book. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, every celebrity, like, gets approached to do a podcast, and I was just like, I don't want to be one of those people. And I was working on the book, and I just really wanted to finish it so that there was a POV and people could have an understanding of, like, who I am before I started the podcast. But it's perfect for me. I love writing essays and I love making TikToks, and a podcast is right in the middle.
Yeah.
So it's perfect. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's actually 2 episodes a week, so it's 96 episodes a year. It's a lot of work, but
it's more work than people think.
It's so much work, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually getting a taste for what you do a bit.
The interviewing side of it.
The interviewing, yeah. 1 episode is an interview and 1 episode is a solo episode where I talk to myself for 45 minutes. So.
You have been interviewed a great deal.
Yeah.
Is there something that you've learned being sort of a subject of an interview that you feel like you are stealing to be an interviewer?
Yeah, I would say listening. Yeah. Sometimes interviewers don't listen, and they just kind of stick to the, like, oh, this is what we have to hit, whatever. And if you're listening, you know, as somebody in the audience, whatever, it can be really frustrating because you're like, wait, they just said this thing and I want you to pick up on that and whatever. And I feel like you do that so well. You do listen. Howard
I'm sorry,
Stern.
I drifted off a little.
That was good. That was good.
No, I will say...
Your kids don't think you're funny?
I do. Yeah,
That's
no
good.
kidding. The Howard Stern, by the way, is a perfect example. And I think it is true. Because when I started doing this show I felt like there was no background I had to actually be good. But the one thing is
Yeah.
being a good listener. And it's true. And that's why people listen to certain, especially in the podcast form where you can't
Yeah.
even see anything. You have to hear, you kind of have to picture it because the conversation is connected.
Yeah, no, it's harder than what you do. Okay, Seth?
No, it's not. I'm saying it's not because you don't have the visual element.
No, totally. But yeah, it's really enjoyable. I love talking to people. I think of myself as a curious person, and I'm just really enjoying it.
You call it high-low. Can you
Yeah.
explain the title real quick?
Yeah, so I have always been like kind of fascinated by the idea of there being highbrow or like sophisticated topics and lowbrow things, and I think that I'm someone who, you know, people maybe think of me in a certain way in like a Instagram, whatever world, and then I wrote this book of essays, so I feel like I'm high and low a bit, but I also just, my favorite way of talking about things is like marrying some, you know, political idea with like housewives or whatever, so I don't really believe in high and low, essentially, but it actually wasn't the first choice for the name. For the
Oh,
podcast.
because high-low is a very good title.
Thank
What was the first choice?
Bitch era.
Bitch era. Yeah.
Yeah, they flagged that one. Although I named my media company.
I did.
Bitch
I actually,
Era.
when I was holding this up, I noticed that, Bitch Era did make
Yeah,
its way in
yeah.
there,
So that's my media company. I did make my way to getting that.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was available.
It was available. Hey, don't laugh.
No, it's great.
I think it's a high in demand name.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I can't
yeah.
believe. I think a lot of people are kicking themselves right now. They're like, why didn't I think of Bitch Era?
Yeah, it's I personally feel that way. I'm ready to make merch. So if anybody else wants to be in their bitch era,
I went to, in 2014, I went to NBC. I'm like, Bitch Era with Seth Meyers. Think about it. And they, same thing. They shut it down. Nobody has any vision these days.
You're kind of in your bitch era.
I feel like I'm entering my bitch era.
I like it. I see you in the streets in New York.
Thank you.
just
I'm getting more
drinking
bitchy.
those Negronis.
I am. Now, we
and-
should note, and this is just something, I guess, is that what you say about a TikTok? Will a TikTok drop later this evening?
Yeah, we made a TikTok.
We made a TikTok backstage.
You hated it so much. You
I
hated the process.
Did.
He did.
That's so weird because I'm usually so good at hiding how I feel. I did hate it so much.
You did a great job.
Thank
though.
you. I mean, I
know.
will say, I was like kind of hating it, and then I saw it, and I'm like, oh, I'm really good at
No,
this.
you were really good. It was impressive because he hadn't heard the sound before, but you love a Negroni.
I love a
But you
Negroni.
didn't get to sip on the Negroni.
Well, I
so
couldn't
that might
sip
have
on
been-
it because we had, I
Yeah.
had a show, and I take it very seriously.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
I have the one Negroni at 2 in the afternoon, and then I don't.
Are you considering like using TikTok more?
Well, I mean, let's see if it takes off.
is
If
that part
our-
of your bitch era?
I think maybe
TikToking?
that's how you'll know my bitch era started. If I become really active on TikTok, then you'll be like, it's
I think
happened.
everyone should be on TikTok. It's amazing.
You do love it, right?
Yeah, I love it. And the whole thing about privacy, I'm like, listen, Facebook, Instagram, they've already stolen it. The Chinese just do better things with it.
Yeah.
They have our information.
There's nothing about any of us that everybody doesn't already know.
No, and I'm telling you, the algorithm, they really know how to entertain us. So I'm grateful for that. I'm like,
Okay.
take my data and do something great with it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's really nice to hear someone so optimistic about the fact that all our privacy has been stolen.
I think it's like I've passed the point
You are
of
past,
cynical,
yeah.
and now I'm just like, we have to just accept.
All right, well, look, acceptance, bitch era, Seth on TikTok, it's all happening.
All
Thank you so
happening.
much for being here.
Thank you
It's
so much
always
for
a pleasure.
having me.
New episodes of High Low with Emrata available Tuesdays and Thursdays, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back with Seth Reese and Will Tracy.